you will have one fair housing question under the Iowa Civil Rights Act of 1965 on the exam. So again, you might have several, 5 or 6 on the national, and then this one token one on the state exam. Now, the Iowa Civil Rights Act of 1965 is very similar to the Fair Housing Act of 1968. The difference is we're Iowa and we're awesome. So we enacted our bill first before it became a federal thing. Okay. So there's a lot of similarities. And as you'll see, really the same list as federal, but Iowa does add a few extra protected classes that's been amended to include sexual orientation, gender identity, and retaliation, which means if I sue my landlord for discriminating against my disability, he can't raise my rent and retaliate. So these are included in addition to what's on the federal level. Now, sexual orientation and gender identity probably have some protection on a federal level, but it's not under the fair housing laws. So keep that in mind as a difference between the national fair housing laws and what's happening here in Iowa. Now, just a tip for any of you that are getting licensed in another awesome state like Iowa, read through their protected classes, know what you're protecting on a state level. Because I've heard states, and I by no means have them memorized, I've heard other states have veterans added to this list, or something like that, married couples maybe added to this list. So make sure that you know what's going on if you're maybe going to be getting licensed in another state as well. That's just a tip for you. But again, same list as federal, but we're adding, sexual orientation, gender identity, and retaliation.